All right, friends, it's Tina back with a new video on JasonBlaha, the strength, fitness, whatever, gym, lifting, recruiting, TRT slave. We're going to do a reaction video to JasonBlaha's video he just posted, the only natural way to boost testosterone. This is just ridiculous, man. All right.
The only way to boost testosterone naturally is to live a healthy lifestyle. Hey, everybody, I thought I would chat with you.
Is to live, yes. The only way to have normal testosterone is to live a healthy lifestyle in nature, how you would live in nature. You understand me? You as a carnivore eating meat, what you're supposed to be eating, meat and drinking water. Nothing artificial, no chemicals, no plant foods, none of these things. No lifting any man-made, fabricated fake weights or any of these things. You understand me? Yeah. You know, your body has adapted to hunting because you're the only animal that the torso can actually turn all the way around. It can turn, and your arm to throw a spear and hit an animal and kill it. We're built that way. We're built as hunters. And we're built with intelligence. We can build bow and arrows and hunt and throw spears. We're smart. We can build our own tools to kill animals because we don't have any protection. That's why we have brains to protect ourselves. We are apex predators.
You guys and gals a little bit about this today. And this is one of those things where you see so many scam products, so much nonsense from people that boost your testosterone, to do all these things, herbal supplements, various powders, pills. And the fact of the matter is none of this works. Then people always say, what about this one? There's some new compelling data. This happens every 3 or 4 years. There's always a new one. It never pans out. It never pans out. And even the sort of claims that they talk about, even if they did do them, wouldn't be enough to cause muscle growth or any of this.
They never pan out because a unique feature of untrained muscles are they get stiff and sore due to muscle damage the very next day. Untrained muscles and unaccustomed and unfamiliar forms. I've done this again and again. Unaccustomed, unfamiliar forms and all that. They're associated with DOMs, which is associated with muscle damage. That's why they say temporary muscle damage, because it's temporary because you're not going to get damaged anymore once they repair and remodel stronger. You understand me? They're resilient from further assaults. That's the adaptation process. Your muscle builds muscle so it's resilient from further assaults, getting damaged. So now you're comfortable. You're not going to get rabbed or anything like that. You're able to run around and be good at. Now your muscles will adapt to lifting weights. And how do they adapt to lifting weights, heavier and heavier weights? It's really easy. Proliferation of motor units and androgen receptors. So you are a slave, a lifting slave. You aren't building any more muscle. Muscle is associated with longevity, but you're not building any more muscle. And muscle only ever gets damaged when it's untrained, doing something it's untrained doing. That's it. And then it gets damaged, and then it repairs and remodels a lot stronger. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way. The way it shows you, the way they show you everywhere they show you this, and maybe I should bring it up in this video. Maybe I will in a bit.
So we need to be very, very clear on this, and I'm going to discuss, what lifestyle factors do affect testosterone. The only way to really boost.
I'll tell you what lifestyle factors affect testosterone. Lifting weights crashes your testosterone. That's what it does. It gives you low testosterone. Lifting heavy stuff lowers your testosterone. Number 2, eating a fake diet will increase estrogen and lower your testosterone. It's a known fact, okay? Fake food does that. The fake food that you're eating, man-made food.
Test is with pharmaceutical substances. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing you can do, and that's not.
No, it's not. He's going to say pharmaceutical substances. In other words, creating artificial muscles, taking these pharmaceuticals. And how do they do that? Because you're eating an artificial diet. If you're eating artificial food, you're going to create artificial muscles, even taking these pharmaceuticals. Now, how do you create artificial muscles without the pharmaceuticals But eating an artificial diet, you got to ramp it up. So glycogen must exceed that breakdown. So the more glycogen you eat throughout the week, the more you can load in the muscle. So it's the less you go to the gym and focus more on the glycogen loading into the muscle, and then the muscle will get bigger through something called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, a type of artificial muscle growth. So you can grow artificial muscles and appear as if you built real muscles. You understand me? That's how the lifting community works.
Naturally. So the only way to naturally boost testosterone any significant amount is to simply live a healthier lifestyle. That's the only biohack.
Yes.
Okay, and it's not because,
Yes, eating natural food called animals. Animals. You as a carnivore eating meat. That's right.
I eat a really high fat diet, because that actually really doesn't work consistently.
Well, I eat a high-fat animal diet, which works. Because the cholesterol, you want sky-high cholesterol, because sky-high cholesterol is associated with high testosterone. It's associated with a healthy heart. It's healthy cardiovascular and healthy heart, a healthy body, a healthy mind. But low cholesterol is associated with low testosterone, cardiovascular disease, and heart attacks. Yes, which maybe your coach is going to get soon. I don't know. He probably has low testosterone.
Because keeping in mind your body
Oh, I forgot. He's taking TRT, yeah, replacement. I don't know what that's going to do to him. Isn't it toxic? It's made from plants.
doesn't have a lot of problem making cholesterol, right? Even a healthy, ideal, perfect, healthy amount of cholesterol in the bloodstream is still more than enough to make all the hormones that we need. Okay, so that's nonsense. It's like your body isn't going to make more testosterone when it already has enough cholesterol in the bloodstream to make 100 times the amount you already produce. So adding more isn't going to fix that. Okay, that's not the...
No, it's adding... Man, it's been already done on studies, okay? Centenarians that are lived over 100 years, they did blood tests on them, and they all have sky-high cholesterol. And everybody knows that low cholesterol is associated with cardiovascular disease, low testosterone, which in turn interferes with your sleep, which will interfere with a lot of things, which will give you a heart attack and cardiovascular disease. Okay, it's a known fact, man. Okay, bro, this isn't rocket science. That's why they give you statins. They lower your cholesterol, and then you die young because of lowering the cholesterol taking statins. The higher your LDL is and HDL, the higher you can get them, boost them as high as you can. You're gonna be a beast of a man.
Situation. So people worry about things like that, and the reality is, the things that really matter are being physically active, not being obese. Now, people will point out that going down to extremely low body fats can contribute, but let's be realistic here. Which one is more likely to happen?
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but yes, you'll have normal body fat, and a normal body, it'll be in homeostasis if you as a carnivore eat meat, which is what you're supposed to be eating. But if you eat anything artificial, man-made, engineered artificial food, then of course, obesity, you'll get obese, and then you'll be estrogenic. Estrogen will go through the roof, and testosterone will be lowered. And I don't even know where your cholesterol will be at that point, because, yeah, low testosterone. High testosterone is associated with high cholesterol, because when I went to do my blood test and I'm just eating meat all the time, my cholesterol is through the roof. The doctor's like, whoa, it's through the roof. But guess what? My testosterone is through the roof. It's like over 1,200. Okay, here's the thing. So I'm at 1,200 and my cholesterol is through the roof, eating meat every day like crazy and animal fat, because I'm just grinding animal fat and eating it all day. And so people are going to say, well, this is how could that be possible? It is possible. You understand me? The people are just so daft out there. They don't realize what's really going on in the world. And so my doctor's like, oh my God, your high cholesterol, that's bad for you. Why? But my testosterone is 1,200 though. Get it? I have the best sleep I've ever had in years. Now, if you're stressed, anything that stresses you, it's going to lower your testosterone. Lifting stresses your body out, so you're going to have low testosterone. Now, eating the wrong food will stress your body out. Low testosterone. All these things contribute to this. Having low testosterone, eating fake food lowers your testosterone. It's kind of an obvious thing. Now, is testosterone going to bypass myonuclear domain size limit? No, it's not going to build muscles. It itself is not going to build muscles, but it can build artificial muscles. It can draw more glycogen into the muscle if you're eating an artificial diet. That's what it will do. That's what testosterone does. And even if it is low, it'll still draw more glycogen into the muscle. That's the problem with that. It is not going to bypass MND size limit testosterone. Sorry, dude.
We know being morbidly obese lowers testosterone, right? We know that. There's no real debate on that. It's been shown, it's been seen.
No, you're obese because estrogen is high because you're eating an artificial diet. So you're not going to have low testosterone if you, as a carnivore, are eating your natural diet. It's only when you go outside that realm, that's when you start experiencing all these problems. So if you like to have high estrogen and experience all these, low testosterone weird things, well, just be like Blaha, a lifting slave in a gym every single day, and go eat an artificial diet like he does. Tofu and weird stuff and spaghetti and coffee all day.
Is considered to be the primary reason testosterone levels are going down in the West is purely due to our obesity level, our body fat levels. Okay, it's well documented, well under.
Okay, so what's making everybody obese? You think eating meat is going to make you obese? You have to be on planet Mars to believe that.
Understood, and we get to high body fats very easy, and
it's the diet that he promotes is making you like that.
Heavy food environment. Very, very, very few people ever get low enough, lean enough to lower their testosterone. And those people tend to be contest level bodybuilders. When they're dieting down contest lean. The perfect example, anyone who doesn't understand that, who's maybe new to some of this, all right, you see me in this, to the average person, I'm decently lean. I am not even remotely close.
Yeah, he's starving himself is what he's doing. So what he did was he lowered the fake food. Right? He's on particularly some fake food. He's lowered it. He's actually fat. He's going to say he's lean, but he's actually fat. He's buffed out. He's fat because that's what it does. Oh, he's going to say, well, that's not the same as loading triglyceride as loading glycogen in the muscle to have pretend muscles. No, man, it's the same thing, bro. You're fat. If you're loading glycogen, it's an energy source. Triglyceride is an energy source. If you're loading it in the muscle and getting all buffed out, you're fat. You understand me? You aren't hard and lean. You didn't build any real muscle through proteins. You didn't. And you're not going to build anymore because you're not building anymore, man. It's because untrained muscles, bro, get it? They get damaged, and trained muscles, they don't get damaged anymore. They don't build any muscles. There's no donation of the nuclei, nothing there. You can't support further muscle growth. That's why he's not building any muscles. If he was to lift every time, lifting weights and build a muscle, everybody would be doing it. You understand me? But people still haven't figured it out. They keep going to the gym forever for 10 years straight, hoping that eventually a different outcome will come out of it. When science tells you untrained muscles, a unique thing about untrained muscles is they get stiff and sore due to muscle damage. Get it? Trained muscles don't get damaged anymore. That's the unique feature of trained muscles. You're a lifting slave now. And so you are simply lifting weights and adapting to lifting heavier weights. That's it. That's it.
Not even remotely close to the levels that we're talking about. Okay? I would have to lose, from where I am here, probably 20 pounds of body fat or more before that even became a concern. So you guys see what I'm saying? To be contest level lean, I would have to drop at least 20 more pounds. Some people who are real experts might chime in. Experts on bodybuilding might say it might be wrong.
Contest? Is he going to compete? What is the point of doing that? That is just ridiculous. I want to get to the point low body fat contest, 3% steroid contest, where they're using anabolics to suppress the triglyceride from increasing. And so they're trying to bring it to the lowest level that they can, to the near death. That is so unhealthy. That's ridiculous. To be healthy, you need to be at least a minimum, and nothing under 10% body fat. If you go under 10%, or maybe even 9, you might be able to stay at 9. I'd say this, anything under 9 and you're gone already at that point. Your testosterone, everything is going to be like, you're going to be dysfunctional. Your body's going to be stressed because you're eating very little to stay at 9. I don't know what you're eating to stay at 9. I can't really say. It really is dependent. You may be able to stay at 9 like me. I could stay, let's say, I could stay at 9% or 10%, but just eating meat all day. Because meat's not going to make me fat. If anything, it makes you lose more weight. So, but only bad weight. It makes you lose bad weight. See what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Now, Tristan Lee, I don't know. He had low body fat, right? He was on carnivore diet. But the problem was he wasn't eating enough meat. He just ate these meals a day. Like he ate small meals. Me, I eat a lot of meat. I eat a lot of seafood and a lot of meat. 2 things. Seafood and a lot of meat. And I eat a lot. I literally sit down and I gorge for a couple of hours. Now, Tristan Lee, he never did that. He didn't eat like that. And none of you do out there either. And neither does Blaha. Nobody eats like I do in my videos. I eat loads and loads of protein. And nobody can compete with me. Nobody. Not even my friend Simon. He's like, Jesus, man, I never see anybody eat so much. Yeah, because it's a training to eat like that. And it's natural to eat like that out in nature. You kill an animal. After you kill the animal, you'll gorge on it. You'll eat. There isn't any breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As a hunter, you simply kill the animal and then you eat then and there. You eat a lot of meat then and there. And usually these people would eat 1 meal a day and they would gorge for 1 or 2 or 3 hours. And then the rest of the day, they would just do whatever they're doing.
More than that, dude. So I'm not trying to be delusional. I'm just explaining to the average viewer who maybe who's newer to these topics. No, we're
No, he's delusional, man.
talking shredded. Like we're talking the guys when you can see the striations in their butt cheeks and their lower back.
Yeah.
Okay? Right? When you can get that lean, not just having a full 6-pack.
Again, when they tell you a unique feature of untrained muscles are they get stiff and sore the next day due to muscle damage, well, that map that they have in myonuclei precedes hypertrophy and are not lost on detraining and NCBI. Well, that map shows you untrained, first training, satellite cell fusion, hypertrophy. And then it shows you detraining, retraining. That detraining and retraining, do you notice there's no more nuclei? Yeah. You want to know why there's no more nuclei? Because in MND size limit, it tells you it reached the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where the progenitor, the satellite cell, which was donating, remember? The satellite cell is beyond where it can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to do what? To support further muscle growth to that domain. So you have myonuclear domains in your muscles. So what do you need to do to hit every what do you need to do to get that domain to grow? Well, you have to do as many things that you're unaccustomed or untrained doing. Untrained, get it? In other words, once you do pull-ups on the bar and you get this damage, well, then it repairs and remodels stronger. So now it's resilient from further assaults. And it's beyond, the satellite cell is beyond where it can donate any more extra nuclei to support further muscle growth there in that exercise. Okay, now let's say we go do arms, our biceps. Okay, so we go do biceps, right? And guess what? It reaches an MND size limit. You're untrained. First training, satellite cell fusion. Boom. That's it, bro. Get it? Now, let's go do our triceps. Boom. We get it once, and then that's it. And in our back, or our traps, or our abs, or our chest, it happens once, and then it doesn't happen anymore. Then what happens is people get discouraged. They're like, well, I'm not growing anymore. So they're like, I got to go on a bulk diet. So they start eating carbohydrates, a fake diet, a carbohydrate fake artificial diet. So they're creating artificial muscles eating artificial food called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles. It tells you in science, this is a type of artificial muscle growth. Get it, broski? Yeah. So a lot of people, they'll just get fat and then they'll try to get skinny again and then they can't figure out where all the muscle went. It wasn't muscle to begin with. It was artificially created through sarcoplasmic glycogen loading in the muscle. Get it, man? That's why bodybuilding is ridiculous. Lifting heavy weights, bodybuilding, it's just ridiculous. It's cosmetic. Everything you're doing is cosmetic. Even lifting the heavy weight, because Jeff Nippert said, how much you bench press, that's what girls are going for. Girls are going for the guy that can bench press the most. And it must be cosmetic. Get it? Because if you're bench pressing or lifting a heavy weight and girls are interested in that, then it must be cosmetic too. See what I mean? So the body, the size, the muscles, the getting low body fat, doing all these things, it's all cosmetic. Even lifting heavy weights, it's all cosmetic. Because who are you impressing with this? Who are you impressing? The majority of people that are watching are men. So you're impressing men with this? Because seriously, girls really aren't impressed with that. But they are impressed with a muscular guy, not massively huge, but to a point, naturally huge, massive, and strong. Not steroid sarcoplasmic muscles through steroids, looking super jacked, like massive and weird. You understand me? With weird muscularity due to the toxicity in the steroid, giving you these weird lines in the muscles coming out because the drug is toxic, causing this muscularity, these weird lines everywhere. You understand me? Suppressing the triglyceride, giving you this weird look. A cosmetic look.
Leans to it. We're talking lean. Yes, when you get to that point, it happens. When you're anorexic, it can happen. Right? That's what we're talking about with being too lean.
I don't know what kind of drugs he's using, but he just looks like crap. Look at his legs. They lack anything. The legs are so small, but yet he could squat heavy, but his legs are small. See what I'm trying to explain to you? He can squat heavy. No, Jason can squat heavy, but he takes steroids to lift heavy weights. He's admitted to it. He takes TRT steroids to lift heavy weights, okay? To impress you on his channel. Without the TRT, what would Jason be? Nothing, because he doesn't have a body. He has no legs here. This is sarcopenia he's suffering from. Osteosarcopenia, small arms and small legs with a big waist. That's what he has. And kyphosis in the back. So it's kind of obvious, like really what's going on here. It's kind of obvious.
Doing it. But if you're above that, it's honestly not a problem. Meaning if you're 10% body fat, and I'm actually above 10% here still. So again, just for reference, so from that perspective, even at 10%, you're probably not going to see any negatives to your hormone profile or testosterone.
This is the best way to end your life early. Just keep lifting like him, lifting and doing these weird things and eating artificial diets and food and pretending you're building muscles and all that kind of stuff. And just pretend and tell everybody, look, we're building muscles. This builds muscles. This builds muscles. These weights build muscles, and weights don't build muscles. Damage and the progenitor cell and protein builds muscles, but then it ends. It ends right then and there. There's no more growth, bro.
You're just not, unless you starve yourself really fast to get there, and then it'll just be temporary. It'll come back. But that's only if you got there too fast, and you probably sacrifice muscle. Okay?
No. Muscle is protected from building any more muscle. That's what it does. It builds muscles once to protect itself from any more assaults in damaging, so it doesn't build any more muscles, because muscles built through damage, because that's the only way to get the progenitor, the satellite cell, to donate its nuclei to support further muscle growth. Hello, it has to be damaged, otherwise it ain't coming out and donating its nuclei. I'm not joking, bro.
So being too fat, though,
some people will say, well, hypoxia will cause the progenitor to donate its nuclei. No, it'll repair the damage, but it will not donate its nuclei, because science already tells you. You can see a video. I've done it already. It's way down below. I even did a video on it. I put the description as well in my community section way down. I talk about it. There's 3 levels of damage: 1, 2, and 3. You understand me? There's different levels of muscle damage. And if the damage is very minute, it won't do anything, the satellite cell. If it's very minute. And hypoxia, no, that's just the repair of hypoxic damage. That's not going to donate its nuclei, because there isn't any micro injury there. It only donates it to a micro injury. It doesn't donate nuclei to a hypoxic damage in the muscle. It's bullshit.
and I just do that in as a caveat because people do bring it up, but it's way easier to be too fat, and it's a million times more common, right? maybe that's an exaggeration, maybe only 10,000 times more common. That probably wouldn't be an exaggeration. Yeah, that contributes.
That's why it's easy to get fat. It's easy to load glycogen and fat and gain weight. Eating artificial food can make you gain weight because estrogen goes up. You gain a lot of weight eating artificial diets. But why won't you gain weight eating meat? Why don't you go eat shitloads of meat and go gain some weight? Go gain some weight. Go build some muscles eating protein. I thought protein builds muscles. So go eat as much protein as you can and go lift and find out whether you're going to build muscle or not. And guess what you're going to find out? There's nothing going on there. Without an addition of these nuclei, you cannot support further muscle growth because they synthesize protein like it says in science.
So don't be fat. Don't get absolutely shredded to the bone or emaciated. Okay, there you go. That's high on the list. That's the top of your list. After that, don't have any major dietary deficiencies. Make sure that you get plenty of vitamins and everything in your diet. Don't be deficient.
Yeah, that's not going to get you over MND size limit. These vitamins, additional, all these things that you're doing, they're all fake. You're coping now for the fact that you can't build any more muscle because muscle doesn't build. It only ever gets damaged in an untrained state. That's it.
In anything, all right, particularly certain vitamins, things like vitamin D.
If you haven't discovered it by now, then you never will. Then you'll just be a lifting gym slave for the rest of your life in a gym, wasting away your life, chasing something that is elusive. That's why steroids don't build muscles. When people get off the steroids, they're freaked out. All the gains have gone. Why did the gains go? Because it's fake. It was fake to begin with. Artificial diet you ate created those artificial gains. Try to build muscles eating protein and take steroids, and you'll find out. You'll find out whether you can build muscles eating just protein and taking steroids. And there's no lifter out there that is just eating protein and lifting weights and trying to build muscles. Want to know why? Because they discovered it didn't build muscles. So they eat a lot. They go down like Larry Wheels, go down to the Golden Griddle and eat for an entire week and gain 45 pounds of fake weight. Fake muscles, get it? Just like Tristan Lee. Tristan Lee said he couldn't build muscle. He's eating protein all day, but he had lean body fat. Yeah, because that's what it does. It makes you lean. You'll stay lean in homeostasis. You'll be in homeostasis, but it's not going to build muscle because it can't overcome the MND size limit. Get it? Eating protein. It doesn't push that limit. You can't force it with protein. You understand? I mean, you need these nuclei, but they're not donating anymore. They're beyond where they can donate any more nuclei to that fucking domain to support further fucking muscle growth, bro. Get it? And so even he found out, Tristan Lee. And so what does he do? He eats carbohydrates. And now he looks big. He looks big from what? Artificial muscle, sarcoplasmic. If you're too stupid to understand that, then too bad for you lifting slaves.
You know, some of the fat-soluble vitamins tend to be a little more so of an issue there. Again, maybe just due to the lipid nature. So again, vitamin D's been noted as a deficiency that can contribute, but other vitamin deficiencies can as well, any nutritional deficiencies, okay? Not getting your polyunsaturated fats, your essential fatty acids in could, in theory, be an issue. Okay, so these are the concerns, dietary deficiencies, maybe the lack of sunlight.
Yeah, it's the dietary deficiencies. It's the lack of sunlight. That's why you're not building any more muscle. It isn't the fact that muscles have reached an MND size limit during hypertrophic process beyond where it can donate any more extranuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. No, it's sunlight. It's this. It's that. It's a bunch of things, broski. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you're not getting any sunlight, so therefore the D3. But that can then be sorted by eating foods with vitamin D3 in them or taking a D3 supplement. But again, we come over dietary deficiencies. But here's the thing, you're more likely to have dietary deficiencies if you're eating a junk food diet that's going to tend to make you fatter. You see where we're going with this? There's a lot of overlap, right? Exercise can help, but excessive exercise can actually lower it. But again, we're not only talking about marathon running level. We're not talking about from lifting weight.
Yes, excessive exercise, that's what he's doing. That lowers testosterone and a bunch of stuff. It does a bunch of stuff. It starts degrading your muscle. If you're catabolic, here's the thing, it can put you in a catabolic state, catabolism. Catabolic, you want to be in positive nitrogen balance all the time. So less lifting is much better. You want to be in positive nitrogen balance? Eat protein. You need to be in an anabolic state. Otherwise, that's it. You're done here.
For an hour a day. We're talking excessive, extreme. Can absolutely do it. But otherwise, being sedentary is far more likely to be an issue.
No. Being sedentary, you as a carnivore, being sedentary and doing the things that you're supposed to, hunting once in a while and walking, which are natural processes, hunting and walking, you're going to be fine. Eating natural food, meat. You as a carnivore, you won't have any issues whatsoever.
So again, exercise. All right, so that's kind of the thing. We start looking at all these factors of how they pile up, and it seems like all the stuff that tends to make us fat also contributes. Being sedentary, eating too much.
Yeah, being sedentary and eating an artificial diet, of course it'll destroy you. It's kind of obvious.
Junk food, too much.
Listen to what he says, junk food. Junk food doesn't exist in nature. It's man-made. So why are you eating it?
Highly refined foods that are low in quality nutrients.
Highly refined foods, they don't exist. Meat is not a junk food, and meat is not highly refined. You understand me?
So a lot of what we're coming down to is...
Look at him. He looks like a joke. Look how red he is. Look from his chest to his head. This is high blood pressure, bro. This is really bad for you. Whatever is going on here, this is just bad, whatever the hell he's doing. This is ridiculous.
Low testosterone is purely a symptom of poor health, right? It is a symptom. So when everyone's looking for, hey, how do we...
Low testosterone is a symptom of eating an artificial diet, man-made, artificial engineered diet. It's really simple. That's all it really is.
We cure it. What are we looking for? A single factor.
You want to cure it? Stop eating it. Stop. Doctor, every time I do this with my arm, it hurts. Oh, well, stop doing that. Oh, okay. Stop doing that. It's really simple.
When the reality is the lower testosterone is a response of either age, and again, getting really old isn't healthy, right? That is a negative.
Getting old isn't really healthy. Everybody's getting old. The rocks get old. Trees get old. Everything gets old on this planet. Now, what it looks like when it dies, it doesn't look like it's a shriveled up prune. That's the difference. Even animals, when they die, they don't look like they're shriveled up. They still look like they look young. I don't know how to explain this. Even a tree looks young when it dies. It just looks the way it looks. Only humans look like a shriveled up prune because they're eating an artificial diet. You really are supposed to, if you do die, you really are supposed to look the way you did when you were 25 because you stopped aging at 25. Now, anything after that, if you actually are aging after 25, well, what's aging you? Or what's making you look like a prune? Well, what's deteriorating you? Your food. The food is deteriorating you. That's what I discovered. That's what I found out. That's why you have some people that have been eating like this Chu guy, Lu Chu, whatever his name is, the Korean guy or whatever. He looks like he's 25 and he's like 57 and he looks like he's, 25 years old. He looks 25 because he eats meat. He doesn't eat anything artificial. So people are jealous of him and they hate him. They send him death threats. They don't understand how he could be 57 and look 25. It's really simple. If you eat what you're supposed to, then you'll always look 25 and you'll die 25. You understand me? But you look old when you die. You look like what you would call old because you ate an artificial diet. Get it? Fake diet. And everybody's doing the same thing. So everybody's looking at each other going, oh, this must be a normal process. And then when they see a guy who does it naturally, eating natural food, they go, wow, that must be unnatural. It's totally the opposite now. That's how crazy society is.
The health factor, getting really old, getting older. Okay, because we don't live forever and our bodies do break down over time. So age is...
How do you know you can't live forever? You can live quite a long time if you can regenerate new cells in your body. Remember, the last cell, when it's not able to replicate, you die. So what do you need to do? You need to clear out the senescent cells and get new cells. They tell you in aging, use it or lose it. They tell you periodic lifting will do what? Periodic lifting. They didn't say chronic lifting. They said periodic. They said periodic. To do what? To activate what? The satellite cell. To do what? To get the T cells to be activated, to clear out these senescent cells, and to wear off myogenic decline. That's what's causing the problem. It's kind of obvious. And you should be eating your natural food. Meat.
The factor. Age is a factor. Poor nutrition is a factor.
Age is not a factor. Poor nutrition is a factor, yes. But eating fake food is a factor.
Being sedentary is a factor. Being obese is a factor.
No.
Well, three of those
Being sedentary is not a factor. Being obese is a factor. And eating artificial food, yes.
overlap each other. The age doesn't. The other two do. Okay? So if we know that being sedentary and being obese contribute, both do, well, you're double downing by not working out.
No, they don't. He's just making that up because he wants to turn you into a gym lifting slave.
Oh, and then getting fat. Same thing on the food end.
And eating an artificial diet so that you're in a perpetual loop of failure. You're in a perpetual loop of failure of lifting, eating artificial food, and doing artificial lifting. You're lifting these weights.
Those are all overlapping factors. There's a lot of overlap.
In nature, if you were to climb a wall for the very first time, you're untrained, so you're going to get an activation of the satellite cells. Now, in nature, if you don't run often, if you don't do like speed running often, then you're going to get damaged in your legs. And if your legs get damaged, they'll get a donation of these nuclei. They'll get new cells. They'll get damaged. They'll do a bunch of stuff, repair and remodeling. Yeah. If it's a period, like lions and animals, they're built to run, but they don't run all the time. You understand me? And when they do run, they get damaged in their legs. And so they get a regeneration. They get a regeneration in their muscles. That's what they get, these animals. Every so often, these animals may run due to, I don't know, they're being chased or they're pursuing. And so they get this damage. And sometimes when they get too much damage, they can't run anymore because they get stiff and sore. There's loss of range of motion and force capacity. So now they have to sleep and rest a couple of days until it repairs and remodels. And then they have to wait. They can't eat right away. And so they're going to get hungry. You understand me? And they're going to get even more hungry, more aggressive to try to get the next animal to kill. Because when they do run out there after the repair and remodeling, they may get damaged again because it'll be unaccustomed to running. You understand me? Because they're not running. It's the whole thing.
Solution here, how do you boost testosterone? Naturally, just do your best to live a healthy lifestyle. Eat a reasonably balanced diet. Don't get too fat.
No, just eat what you're supposed to as a carnivore. Eat meat. That's it. That's it. And do what you're supposed to be doing.
Don't get too skinny. Okay? Exercise. Lift weights, do some walking.
He promotes artificial diets. That's what he's trying to tell you. Don't eat too much artificial food. Do this, do that, do artificial things. He promotes artificial stuff.
Get some sunlight. There's your solution. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's your solution. Lower the crappy food, lift weights, do this, do that, get some sunlight. Yeah, you should get some sunlight. Don't lift any weights and just eat your natural food and do what you're supposed to naturally out there. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't lift any weights. This is artificial. Like natural damages in your body would be whatever you're doing in nature. I don't know, climbing a tree, climbing a mountain, running down a hill, or running flat and fast. I can't really tell you. It depends. Depends what you're doing there. Maybe you're tearing apart an animal now. You're cutting it, you're hitting it, you're chopping it. I don't know. You're using your arms, your shoulders. This can bring about some damage as well because you're untrained doing that. But once you're trained doing these often, if you're doing them often, you're trained. See what I mean? Here's the thing. If you're doing it often, you're trained. So there's no more damage. Now, if you're so far away from it, doing it, and you're untrained, well, then you'll get this damage to come back, and there's a regeneration there. There's a regenerative thing there going on. But there's no regeneration here. There's just accelerated aging. That's why Blaha looks 85. See what I mean? I still look semi-young because I too made the same mistakes like everybody else. But I don't look aged like Blaha at 57. He's 47. He looks 85. I'm 57 and I don't look 85, okay? I have my hair. I have everything. I didn't lose anything like he did because he's a gym lifting slave and eating artificial food. I stay away from a lot of artificial food. I try to eat more natural than I've ever tried. Now, I tried the fruit thing, introducing it to my natural food. But the fruit really started destroying me, so I just dumped it. I was thinking, well, if I add this, maybe it'll make me better. No, I was just experimenting with some artificial food. No, I know for a fact, real food makes you the best. That's it.
This is going to work short of pharmaceuticals. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on.
Yeah, short of pharmaceuticals. Him and the pharmaceuticals, everything for him is unnatural. That's why this unnatural animal here.
That today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals.
No, it hasn't been.
When you get behind the wheel of a Mac.
It hasn't been informative. It was uninformative, man. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next video. That was ridiculous, man.